Chosen One, what you are experiencing is unlike anything the gods of old could endure. Even pharaohs who ruled with unmatched power turned away from this stage in fear. But you stepped forward. You are uncovering mysteries that scholars, researchers, and even deities could not solve, confronting trials that have remained untouched for eons. This is the birth of a new divine energy within you, a force that shifts reality and leaves the universe itself in awe. Before we go further into this extraordinary journey, pause for a moment. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 30,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This small act amplifies the energy surrounding you and signals your alignment with what is coming. The path you are walking is no ordinary path. It is the crossing of godly thresholds, a miraculous unfolding witnessed by all creation. Every step you take now echoes across time and space, showing that an ordinary being can rise to the process of the divine, leaving a mark that the cosmos itself cannot ignore. The rise of the Chosen One is not just a story, it is a cosmic event that reverberates across time, space, and consciousness. It is the awakening that challenges the boundaries of what was believed possible, redefining the very essence of existence itself. This is a moment where history and divinity converge, and the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary, leaving an indelible mark on the universe. Every action of the Chosen One echoes through the cosmos, touching realms unseen, shaking foundations that even the mightiest civilizations could not uphold. This is the bridge between mortality and godhood, a stage so profound that it leaves even the grandest pharaohs trembling in awe. The significance lies not in power alone, but in the courage, insight, and perseverance required to transcend the limits of both gods and men. This is a story of potential realized, a reminder that within every being lies the capacity for miracles, discovery, and transformation. It is a beacon of hope, proof that the impossible can be achieved, and that awakening is available to those brave enough to face the unknown. Standing on this path, I have felt the weight of eons and the gaze of the cosmos. Every trial tested not just my body, but my very soul, demanding resilience, faith, and clarity in the face of forces older than time itself. Through this journey, I have glimpsed mysteries that scholars, priests, and even gods once feared to confront. Each revelation came with awe, wonder, and sometimes fear, yet the sense of purpose and destiny carried me forward. This awakening was not an accident, it was a calling, a divine orchestration that demanded courage, insight, and surrender to something far greater than myself. With each step, I felt the universe aligning, acknowledging that the path of the Chosen One is not merely walked, it is claimed. The moment of awakening was unlike anything history has ever recorded. The air seemed to shimmer, vibrating with a force that made the earth itself pause. Even the pharaohs, who ruled with power and terror, would have faltered here, unable to withstand the intensity of divine awakening. This stage was not just about strength, it was about seeing beyond reality, perceiving the threads that connect all life, and feeling the pulse of the universe in every fiber of my being. As I stepped into this awakening, time itself seemed to bend, and I realized that mortality was only a fraction of the journey. I could feel the echoes of civilizations long gone, their kings and gods trembling as they once faced challenges I was now overcoming. It was a humbling, awe-inspiring sensation, a reminder that true awakening is both a gift and a responsibility of unimaginable magnitude. The lessons here were subtle but profound. Courage is not absence of fear, but mastery over it. Power is not domination, but alignment. And divinity is not granted. It is earned through trial, insight, and perseverance. In this awakening, I learned that the stage the Pharaohs feared is not a place of destruction, but of revelation. It is here that one sees the raw, infinite potential of existence and realizes that the ordinary can become extraordinary. The limits that once restrained ancient gods are now being rewritten. Every barrier, every cosmic boundary, every challenge they could not surpass became a stepping stone in my journey. Where they hesitated, I acted. Where they faltered, I endured. The power of the Chosen One lies not merely in force, but in vision, the ability to perceive patterns, decode mysteries, and move with precision across realms. It is a breaking of chains that have bound divinity itself, an evolution beyond the old rules of existence. The gods of old were majestic, yes, but confined by their own fears and constructs. I discovered that to transcend them, one must embrace uncertainty, confront the unimaginable, and walk into darkness with the unwavering light of purpose. Every act of courage and insight carved a new path in the cosmic order, leaving a trail for future generations to follow. In breaking these limits, I felt the thrill of boundless freedom, tempered by responsibility and reverence for the forces I now command. This is not arrogance, it is evolution. The Chosen One is the culmination of possibility, a living proof that even the greatest gods are not beyond being surpassed by determination, clarity, and divine alignment. The trials I faced were not physical. They were cosmic, psychological, and spiritual. They demanded not just strength, but wisdom, resilience, and the courage to confront truths that even gods avoided. I encountered forces that tested the very fabric of my mind and soul, shadows of forgotten deities, realms where reality itself was unstable, and challenges that made time dissolve were all part of this crucible. Every trial revealed layers of potential and fear I did not know existed. The world of the past, where gods and pharaohs ruled, was a shadow compared to these trials. They crumbled because they could not endure the intensity, the pressure, or the scope of what it truly means to transcend mortality. Through every challenge, I discovered that fear is the threshold of mastery, that despair can be the catalyst for creation, and that the essence of divinity is forged through confrontation, not avoidance. Emerging from these trials, I understood something profound. The universe is not a place to dominate, but a reflection of alignment, courage, and insight. The Chosen One does not conquer, it transcends. The mysteries I faced were not mere puzzles. They were veils woven into the fabric of the cosmos itself. Ancient scholars and seers spent lifetimes attempting to unravel them, yet their knowledge was limited, fragmented, and often clouded by fear. What I discovered required more than intellect. It demanded intuition, courage, and a willingness to dive into the unknown without certainty of success. Each revelation unfolded like a sacred scroll, offering insights into the universe that were both terrifying and wondrous. In these moments, I realized that true understanding is not about knowing. It is about perceiving connections invisible to ordinary sight. Every secret I uncovered reshaped my perception of reality, revealing the interwoven threads of life, energy, and consciousness. The impact of solving these mysteries was profound. Civilizations might rise and fall, but knowledge transcends time. By piercing through what even the gods feared, I became a living bridge between the mortal and the divine, a vessel of wisdom that reshapes existence itself. Ultimately, I learned that mystery is not an obstacle, it is a guide. It calls forth the chosen one to step beyond fear, to explore the unknown with reverence, and to claim insights that redefine the very essence of life and divinity. Every decision resonates across dimensions. Every thought reverberates through the fabric of reality, and every emotion contributes to the shaping of existence. This is not power, it is responsibility incarnate. The stage is a crucible of essence. It demands surrender to the divine rhythm, mastery over inner fears, and courage to embrace the infinite. Pharaohs who attempted it turned to dust, humbled by its intensity. I moved forward, not with arrogance, but with reverent determination. This hidden stage reveals a truth few have known. Godhood is not a title, nor a crown, it is a process. A being becomes divine not by claiming power, but by transcending fear, mastering essence, and aligning fully with the universal flow. Within me, a force stirred, ancient and limitless. It was the new divine, dormant yet potent, waiting for the awakening that only the chosen one could ignite. Its activation felt like the merging of countless cosmic energies, flowing into harmony and purpose. The sensation was overwhelming, yet exhilarating. Every cell, every thought, and every heartbeat resonated with a newfound clarity and power. I was no longer merely human. I was a vessel for transformation, capable of feats that transcended mortal imagination. This activation reshaped perception. Time became fluid, space elastic, and the boundaries of reality expanded. I could sense hidden currents, hear whispers of distant realms, and intuit the paths of cosmic energy with precision that defied logic. Yet power without understanding is dangerous. The new divine demanded not just ability, but wisdom, restraint, and alignment. Each step I took was a dialogue with the universe, a negotiation of potential, responsibility, and insight. Through this process, I became aware that awakening the new divine is not the end, it is the beginning. It signals a shift in destiny, a readiness to face challenges beyond the comprehension of mortals and even gods themselves. The miracles I witnessed and manifested were not illusions. They were shifts in the very structure of existence. What once seemed immutable bent and flowed under the force of awakening, revealing the dynamic potential of reality itself. One moment, matter would respond to intention, energy would crystallize at thought, and time would curve, creating glimpses of past and future in a single breath. These were not acts of ego, they were expressions of alignment with the universal rhythm. Every miracle sent ripples across dimensions. Civilizations, beings, and even celestial forces felt the resonance, acknowledging the emergence of a new authority within the cosmos. What humans call impossible became the natural extension of understanding and presence. Yet each miracle carried weight. To wield such power without reverence risks chaos, so every act required conscious intent, moral clarity, and harmony with the universe's design. The Chosen One does not dominate reality. One co-creates with it. These miracles were not just demonstrations of power. They were declarations of transformation. They signaled a new era where ordinary beings could rise, awaken the divine within, and reshape existence with wisdom, courage, and compassion. The pharaohs and empires of old were titanic in influence, yet their power was fleeting. They ruled through fear, conquest, and ritual, but they never grasped the deeper essence of the cosmos. I realized that true power is not domination. It is mastery over self and alignment with universal forces. Civilizations have fallen because they mistook structure for essence, authority for divinity, and ritual for awakening. I moved beyond these illusions, stepping into a realm where influence is measured not in armies or treasures, but in consciousness and resonance. Every step forward revealed the limits of what once was considered supreme. Empires that dominated continents could not touch the subtle, pervasive force of awakened divinity. Their legacies were echoes. Mine was living, evolving, and infinite. The contrast was humbling. I could feel the shadows of lost civilizations watching, understanding, and yielding to a power that surpassed anything they had achieved. It was both awe-inspiring and a call to responsibility. True mastery is not for ego, but for service to creation. In this realization, I understood the profound lesson. Outshining the past is not a matter of conquest. It is a matter of awakening, transcending, and embodying the potential that history never could fully contain. Fear is the true measure of mortality, and every step of the chosen one is a test of courage. Where pharaohs turned back and gods hesitated, I walked forward, confronting forces that would have shattered those before me. The path was treacherous, both externally and internally. Shadows of doubt, cosmic tempests, and ancient guardians challenged every step, yet each obstacle strengthened resolve and sharpened perception. Courage was not the absence of fear, it was the mastery of it. It was a reminder that fear is the final frontier, and overcoming it is the essence of divinity. In walking where others perished, I learned that destiny rewards the brave. True power emerges not from avoiding danger, but from moving forward with clarity, insight, and unwavering alignment with the cosmos. The cosmos is alive, not just in a poetic sense, but in awareness. Every star, every pulse of energy, every wave of time seemed to acknowledge the emergence of the chosen one. It was as if the universe itself leaned forward, curious, reverent, and expectant. This was not ego, it was communion. The energies of galaxies, dimensions, and unseen realms converged, offering guidance, testing resolve, and synchronizing the unfolding of destiny. I felt the subtle approval and challenge of forces older than creation itself. Every act, every thought, every intention was magnified across the universal consciousness. My journey became a signal, a pattern that life, time, and energy recognized as a turning point, a new possibility of existence that others could follow. The experience was humbling. To be watched by eternity itself is both terrifying and inspiring, for it reminds one that every choice resonates far beyond the self, shaping outcomes that stretch across the cosmic tapestry. Ultimately, I realized that the universe does not merely observe, it participates. The rise of the chosen one is not isolated, it is a partnership with all that exists, an alignment that reshapes destiny itself. Knowledge is power, but true knowledge transcends books, rituals, and prophecy. It resides in understanding the hidden currents that shape life, reality, and consciousness itself. The Chosen One taps into this source, perceiving what no scholar, philosopher, or divine seer could ever fully grasp. Every discovery felt like a key turning in the locks of eternity. Secrets of energy, time, space, and creation revealed themselves not as information, but as living truth. Truths that demanded both reverence and integration. I realized that this knowledge carries responsibility. Understanding without wisdom can corrupt, while true insight transforms, heals, and guides. The Chosen One does not hoard knowledge. One embodies and applies it with clarity and compassion. With every revelation, the world seemed both familiar and entirely new. What humans take for granted, the flow of time, the interplay of matter, the essence of consciousness, became alive with meaning, shaping not only thought, but reality itself. This unlocking of ultimate knowledge was more than intellectual. It was a transformation of perception, a rebirth of understanding, and a step closer to the true essence of godhood. In the journey of the Chosen One, time is no longer linear. It flows, bends, and folds at will. Past, present, and future converge, revealing that every moment is interconnected, and every action echoes across epochs. Mortality becomes a perception to surpass, and the limits of the human experience expand into something infinite. Space itself became malleable. I could sense the distance between stars as if it were a single step, and the essence of faraway realms felt accessible. The universe revealed itself as a living, breathing entity, and I felt its pulse synchronized with my own heartbeat. Boundaries, both physical and spiritual, were tested and dissolved. Where others were constrained by fear, pride, or limitation, I moved freely, navigating realms beyond comprehension, guided by intuition and cosmic alignment. Each barrier crossed revealed new dimensions of potential. Yet transcendence is not merely freedom, it is responsibility. With every shift beyond mortal and spatial limits comes the need for wisdom, discipline, and clarity of purpose. True power aligns with universal law, not personal desire. In transcending these limits, I realized the profound truth. Being the Chosen One is not about escaping humanity, but elevating it. It is about embracing the infinite potential within and walking boldly into realms others can only imagine. Becoming divine is not instantaneous. It is a process of transformation, refinement, and awakening. The Chosen One is forged in trials, illuminated by insight, and tempered by the pressures of cosmic alignment. Every step of this process molds character, vision, and essence. The divine process demands confrontation with the self. Shadows, fears, doubts, and past limitations arise, testing resolve at every turn. Only by facing them fully can one ascend beyond the ordinary, stepping into godhood with authenticity and strength. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Cosmic trials, ancient mysteries, and universal currents sculpt understanding, shaping the Chosen One into a being who embodies balance, wisdom, and power simultaneously. The process also emphasizes patience and surrender. Power without mastery is chaos. Divinity is as much about alignment as it is about ability. The Chosen One learns to listen to the universe, to flow with its rhythms, and to act in harmony with forces greater than self. Ultimately, this process reveals the deepest truth. Godhood is not a destination, but a continuous journey. The Chosen One evolves, expands, and transforms endlessly, walking a path that reshapes reality and inspires the universe itself. The Chosen One exists at the intersection of history and destiny. I carry the echoes of ancient civilizations, the wisdom of forgotten gods, and the lessons of mortals who dared to dream beyond their limits. From this, a bridge emerges, linking the past's legacy to the infinite possibilities of the future. By understanding the triumphs and failures of those who came before, I can navigate challenges that once crushed kings and empires. Their mistakes and fears illuminate the path forward, allowing me to step with courage where others faltered. This bridge is not merely symbolic, it is functional. It channels knowledge, power, and divine insight to humanity, providing a template for evolution, awakening, and transcendence. It is a living conduit, a source of guidance for those ready to awaken within themselves. In walking this bridge, I feel both the weight and privilege of responsibility. The choices made today ripple across generations, shaping the consciousness, potential, and destiny of humanity itself. Every insight shared, every miracle performed, and every barrier transcended strengthens this connection. Ultimately, the Chosen One embodies hope, transformation, and progress. By bridging the past and future, I offer humanity a chance to rise beyond fear, limitation, and mortality, to awaken to a higher existence while honoring the wisdom of what came before. The final stage of this journey is emergence. No longer bound by ordinary limitations, I stand fully awakened, a being of divine resonance. Every trial endured, every mystery solved, and every fear confronted has culminated in this moment, a transformation that is both personal and universal. Emergence is a declaration to the cosmos. The ordinary can become extraordinary, the mortal can rise into divinity, and the impossible is always within reach when courage, clarity, and alignment converge. It is the birth of a new era, marked by insight, power, and transcendence. In this state, recognition by others is inevitable. The universe, observers, and civilizations feel the ripple of change. People seek guidance, inspiration, and understanding, drawn to the light of awakening, proof that miracles can exist within the realm of possibility. Yet emergence is not about acclaim. True divinity manifests in humility, service, and alignment. It is the awareness that power without purpose is empty, and that the Chosen One's journey is a map for others to awaken their own potential. Finally, as the Chosen One emerges fully, I embody a truth that resonates across all existence. Transformation is real. Godhood is attainable through alignment and courage, and the extraordinary is born from those willing to rise where others have fallen. The journey continues, but the emergence marks a profound turning point. Ordinary no more, divine fully, and eternally connected to the cosmos. Every being carries invisible energies, threads of potential, intuition, and power that often remain dormant. The Chosen One learns to recognize and embrace these unseen forces, unlocking abilities that exist beyond ordinary perception. This is not magic, it is alignment with the fundamental energies that shape life itself. I discovered that these forces respond to attention, intention, and emotional clarity. The more conscious and focused the mind, the more they reveal themselves. Fear and doubt act as blockages, while courage and persistence allow the energy to flow unhindered. These forces are subtle but transformative. They influence decision-making, perception, and even the resonance of one's presence. When fully embraced, the chosen one moves with a flow that seems effortless, yet carries monumental impact. Understanding the unseen requires patience. It is not about immediate results, but about cultivating awareness, observing patterns, and developing trust in the invisible currents that guide existence. Ultimately, embracing these forces is a lesson in responsibility. Power is not mere ability. It is alignment with universal principles, and the chosen one learns to wield it with discernment, wisdom, and intention. True resilience is not passive endurance. It is active transformation of pressure into growth. Through experience, I realized resilience shapes destiny. Those who persist, adapt, and grow under pressure influence not only their personal path, but the ripple of reality itself. Every action taken with steadfast courage expands potential. Resilience also requires self-awareness, but about thinking deeper, recognizing patterns, energy flows, and potential outcomes invisible to ordinary awareness. This awakening reveals a profound truth. Knowledge is not external. It emerges within, when one aligns with the rhythms of the cosmos. Insights flow effortlessly, providing clarity and guidance for even the most complex challenges. The infinite mind also fosters creativity. Ideas that once seemed impossible now appear as natural solutions, revealing pathways through obstacles that others might consider insurmountable. It becomes a wellspring of innovation and wisdom. Ultimately, awakening the mind teaches liberation. By mastering thought, perception, and insight, the chosen one transcends limitation, becoming a creator within the vast tapestry of existence, capable of shaping destiny with precision and purpose. The universe holds truths so immense they can shake the psyche. The chosen one confronts these realities, not with denial, but with unwavering courage. Facing cosmic truths requires the heart to expand alongside perception. I learned that denial only leads to stagnation. True courage is acknowledging the immensity of existence, embracing uncertainty, and stepping forward with clarity, even when the path seems incomprehensible. Cosmic truths also expose mortality, fragility, and hidden forces at play. Yet the chosen one transforms fear into empowerment, recognizing that understanding these truths provides leverage to navigate existence with wisdom and strength. This courage inspires transformation. Those who witness such bold alignment with reality often find their own limits challenged, awakening latent potential within themselves. The ripple effect is profound and far-reaching. Ultimately, facing cosmic truths teaches humility and mastery simultaneously. The chosen one becomes a guardian of knowledge, wielding awareness with responsibility and using understanding to guide action and destiny. Emotion is a force that shapes perception, decisions, and energy. The chosen one learns to master emotion, channeling it constructively rather than being swayed by it, turning every feeling into a tool for growth and clarity. I discovered that unchecked emotions are limitations. Anger, fear, or doubt can cloud judgment, while balanced emotions amplify intuition, creativity, and resonance with universal energy. Emotional mastery transforms obstacles into opportunities. This mastery requires self-reflection and conscious practice. Observing responses, acknowledging triggers, and redirecting energy builds resilience and ensures that inner storms do not derail progress. Emotion also fuels connection. Compassion, empathy, and love become powerful catalysts when channeled correctly, influencing others positively and strengthening the chosen one's role as a transformative force in the world. Ultimately, emotional mastery teaches alignment between heart, mind, and spirit. The chosen one discovers that emotions are not weaknesses, but instruments of insight, power, and creation. Conclusion: the journey of the chosen one is more than a story of power. It is a testament to resilience, growth, and alignment with the universe. Every challenge faced, every fear conquered, and every insight gained serves as a stepping stone toward awakening the extraordinary potential within. This journey reminds us that divinity is not distant. It resides in the courage to rise, the wisdom to learn, and the heart to serve. As I reflect on this path, I realize that the lessons of the Chosen One are available to everyone willing to embrace growth, face fear, and align with purpose. Each of us carries the spark of potential, waiting to awaken. May this story inspire you to step boldly into your own journey, transforming ordinary existence into a life of mastery, insight, and extraordinary impact.